Now, it's Pride Month, it's June, and under the Biden administration, they used to party long and hard, marking the occasion. They even lit up the White House for Pride Month. Those days are well and truly over, Ami. The White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt was asked how they would mark Pride Months.
Does the president have any plans on making a proclamation, or is it just going to be June this year?
Well, there are no plans for a proclamation for the month of June, but I can tell you this president is very proud to be a president for all Americans, regardless of race, religion, or creed.
The party is over. Has there been much of a reaction to that, Ami, much of a backlash?
Yeah, no, because that was the right answer, right? The right answer is, look, we're not looking to single out one person, one religion, one sexual orientation. We're all Americans. Look, the balkanization of this country by the left has proven fracturing for our society. The Democrats, this is their playbook, right? That we want to separate, we want to isolate different people. We want to promote victimhood. This is kind of what they've been doing for years, and we, the country, are worse off for it. Yeah, look, a couple quick stories. I have a coffee shop, love coffee, across the street from me. And during Pride Month, they've got the pride flag up. Look, I got no problem with that. Look, as a private company, a private business, you could do what you want. I got no issue. But you know what flag they don't put up? On July 4th, they don't put up the American flag. That's where I'm like, there's a problem here, right? Look, you want to celebrate all of it. That's good. But you're making a business in the United States. You're making a profit because of America. Yeah, put up the American flag on July 4th. Another quick story. A friend of mine got married, and she's going to be baptized. And they're on the left, right? So they go to this church. And after she's baptized, she said, yeah, that the priest is going to bring out the pride flag and bless the pride flag. I mean, what? In a church? In a religious ceremony? I don't get that at all. Look, but what it does is, this is the religion of the left, right? This is literally and figuratively. Yeah. And the New York Times is their scripture, and the pride flag is their crucifix. This is where we're at.
Yep, but the Trump administration ain't having any of that. Now, earlier in the program, Ami, I featured Greta Thunberg and her expedition to Gaza. What do you make of the Swedish activist's latest bit of, activism?
Yeah, she's a gross, narcissistic fool. Was that clear enough for you? Was that enough? Like, did I hedge my bets there? No, she's an awful, terrible person.
Pretty clear.
I want to do a how dare you to an Israeli naval corvette with its 32 launch cells of Barak air-to-surface missiles. I want her to pull that with the IDF, okay? See how far that gets. I want to be there for that. Look, they're saying they're starving Gaza, right? Feed Gaza. Yeah, I don't think you're the one feeding Gaza. I think you may have forgotten that Israel has sent 1.6 million tons, 1.6 tons of food to the Gazans to feed them. Look, there's been a connection between radical environmentalism and the Palestinians for years. I mean, if you go to an environmental rally, you will always see a Free Palestine rally at the same time. That should say it all to you right there.
Well, it's the usual suspect. There is this unholy alliance between the hard left with Islamists. It's all, they share a common enemy, which is the West and conservatives. Staying in that region, though, I want to ask you about Donald Trump. He's been quite clear now with the Iranian regime that they must fully dismantle their nuclear enrichment program as part of any deal they want to have to ease the sanctions that are crushing the country. Ami, Tehran's not going to be very happy to hear this. The Trump administration has given some mixed messages to the mullahs, but the key goal is to stop them from developing a nuclear weapon.
Yeah, look, I think mixed messages is the perfect way of saying it. It's not clear what's going on with the Trump administration and Iran, right? We're hearing reporting, we're hearing Trump saying certain things. I think that the reporting was that, in fact, he was going to allow enrichment. Actually, the reporting was that it was going to be a similar deal to the first Iran deal, which obviously would be a problem for Israel and the United States. And then if Trump then trying to clarify by saying, no, I'm saying there's no enrichment. We don't know where it is. This could be Trump playing good cop, bad cop. And he's playing both the roles, which is the traditional way of playing good cop, bad cop, right? I think he's also scared that Israel will, in fact, launch a unilateral attack on Iran, right? I think that Israel is scared. They're looking at what has gone on with the Houthis and gone on with Syria and potentially with Iran, and they're like, what's going on here? And there's been a lot of noise of them attacking Iran on their own. I don't think Trump was looking for that, and I think he's trying to preempt that by making this statement. Look, there's also been some other issues that a lot of people aren't talking about, but I think are significant when it comes to the Trump administration vis-a-vis Iran. There's been a bit of a purge in the Trump administration and the NSC when it comes to Iran hawks, right? A number of people in the Iran administration who's taken a very hard line against Iran have been summarily fired or moved to different positions within the administration. And that's an issue. And the reporting going on is that he's looking for Iran doves that align more with the vice president, his isolationist wing of the party, than the more traditional Republican hawkish position in Israel. That's disturbing. Again, these are all things that Trump is good at his grand master plan, right? And we don't know if he's doing, in fact, this is all negotiation, a ploy, or actually what he's doing. We're not going to know until it's done. So we'll see.